The universe is an infinite place where there are countless planets, stars, and asteroids. So humanity has been wondering for years if the Earth is the only one capable of harboring life. And although several studies have been made about it, so far we have not been able to contact intelligent beings beyond our atmosphere. Over the years, we have found strong clues and signals that seem to prove that there is extraterrestrial life somewhere in the universe. It is very difficult to be sure that aliens have actually contacted human beings, but there are several mysterious artifacts that prove that. At some point in our long existence, many extraterrestrial beings visited us. Do you really believe that we are the only intelligent life in such a large universe? Get ready to go out of this world to explore the strongest evidence of extraterrestrial life. And for some extra fun, find our mascot net hiding throughout the video. The Martian Channels. Agriculture is an ancestral work, learned by our ancestors millions of years ago. This practice allowed the first human beings to have a stable and safe source of food without the need to continue wandering the world in search of it. However, it seems that we are not the only ones to take advantage of it. According to some images taken of Mars, our closest neighbor, everything seems to indicate that the surface of the planet has irrigation channels, which are used in agriculture to bring water to the crops. It is inevitable to imagine or suppose that some or something built them to benefit from them. Could it be possible that our knowledge of agriculture comes from a more advanced civilization that lived on Mars? Alien abductions. If you've seen movies or television series about aliens, you surely know that alien abductions are those events in which a person is abducted by a being from another planet to perform tests or experiments to learn more about our species. Although most alien abductions may seem a little crazy and pointless, there are many testimonials of people who claim to have been abducted and then examined by a being they have never seen before. To prove that it actually happened, they often show the wounds or scars left by the experiments they did on them. Something that certainly proves that they're not lying and that it is possible that aliens are actually watching us closely. UFOs on radars. Sometimes it can be difficult to believe the testimonials of people who claim to have seen UFOs or an alien. After all, they have no proof, and it is very possible that they are simply confused or their brain has played a joke on them. However, military and commercial airplane pilots have more reliable evidence. All pilots make use of a radar that allows them to see if they have other planes nearby and thus avoiding a collision. The funny thing about this is that many pilots claim to have registered an aircraft near them on their radars, which follow them for hours without making any kind of contact or even being seen, and when checking the flight logs of that area, there were no other planes in the sky at that time. Maybe the radars were not working properly. The face of Mars. Imagine being an astronomer reviewing the latest images taken by one of the 100 satellites exploring our universe, when suddenly you come across what appears to be a human face on the face of the planet Mars. What will your reaction be? The face of Mars was discovered by a satellite in 1976, and since then, it has made us wonder if it is possible that some kind of extraterrestrial life has built it. Considering that on our planet there are countless statues and monuments in honor of different people, it will not be unreasonable to think that the Martians decided to do the same. Although many scientists claim that it is only a mountain, many others affirm that it may be a way of trying to communicate with us. Ancestral aircrafts. Many pre-Columbian civilizations left various artifacts that seem to have no relation whatsoever with their customs. And although the great majority of them have been associated with representations of animals or gods, some of these objects have a singular resemblance to the airplanes we have today. So how is that possible? According to scientists who have been able to analyze them, these ancient artifacts have wings, stabilizers, and even landing gear. All the elements that modern airplanes have. Some even dare to claim that these ancient civilizations had contact with extraterrestrials capable of building these advanced machines, and that is why they created such artifacts as a reminder of the flying machines they once saw. The Triumphant Summer tapestry. In ancient times, it was very common to recreate great and mythical battles in paintings or any other element. This was done with the intention of portraying the events so that it could be admired by others years after it had happened. This is the case of the Summer Tapestry, a work that represents a great battle of the 16th century that took place in Belgium. The curious thing about this particular painting is that several UFOs can be seen in it in the form of flying saucers, something that did not even exist in the imagination of the people at that time. According to the artists who have studied the work, the flying saucers may represent divine beings who helped during the Great Battle. However, this makes us ask why the creator of the work relates divine beings with a flying saucer. The Betz sphere. Whether it's a peculiar shaped stone or a small plastic figure, we all have encountered a strange object while walking. Most often, we simply throw it away or keep it as a souvenir. But what would you do if that object started to behave in a mysterious way? That was the case with the Betz family, who found a strange metal ball about the length of your cell phone outside their home. Although at first it didn't do anything, little by little they realized that the sphere moved by itself, and every time it was about to fall, it made a strange movement to avoid it, as if it was protecting something inside it. The most interesting thing is that, until now, no one has managed to solve the mystery of this particular sphere. Ancient cave paintings. Just as it happens today, our ancestors enjoyed painting in their caves the things they saw in everyday life, the people of their tribe, the animals they hunted, and even the great battles they fought. And although this is completely normal, some recently discovered cave paintings portrayed mysterious figures similar to extraterrestrials. Because of this, some scientists have named these figures as ancient astronauts, creatures from other planets who came to visit our prehistoric ancestors to share their knowledge with them. Perhaps activities such as writing or music were transmitted to us by these enigmatic beings. I guess we will never know. Dogu. All the ancient civilizations of our planets created humanoid figures to represent people or gods representative of the culture. However, the Dogu, created by the prehistoric inhabitants of Japan, seem to hide another much more mysterious meaning. Although historians still not know the use that was given to these particular figures, many people assure that the elements carved in it resembles a spacesuit, since they seem to have a kind of an armor and protective glasses. As if that wasn't enough, the eyes of these figures were quite similar to the great aliens that some people claim to have seen at some point in their lives. Could this be another proof of ancient astronauts? The Norwegian Spiral. If you love to see the stars in the sky in your city, pay close attention to this story, because it could happen to you too. In 2009, a light in the form of a spiral illuminated the sky of Norway for more than 2 minutes, only to disappear without a trace. Those who had the opportunity to witness this phenomenon claim that the spiral was formed by a UFO trying to gain speed and then fly quickly into space. Although authorities claim that it was just an experiment that went wrong, people who saw the spiral are not very convinced because they claim that the type of light they saw cannot be generated by any weapon known to mankind. Pale humanoids with long limbs. This creature can be extracted from your worst nightmare. Although very few people have been able to see them, these humanoid creatures seem to inhabit rural areas that have large forests, and although they're unusually very solitary, they're constantly on the lookout for humans to feed on. The origins of these creatures is not known, but because of their pale skin and deformed limbs, those people who have seen them and managed to survive claim that they come from another planet, since they are extremely intelligent beings and seem to have supernatural powers like hypnosis or the ability to read minds. So next time you're walking in the woods at night, remember these creatures and stay away. The skeleton of Atacama. All human beings have a skeleton, and although the shape of the bones may change in some people according to their age, ethnicity, or gender, all human skeletons are usually very similar. But this is not the case of the Atacama skeleton. This strange fossil-like creature was found in the Atacama Desert, Chile, and many people claim that it is the remain of some form of alien life because its skull has a strange shape, in addition to other deformations of its bones. The most impressive thing about this discovery is that it's almost perfectly preserved and that when analyzing its DNA, only 9% of it is comparable to that of a human being. Despite the fact that many people, including scientists and governments, try to hide the existence of extraterrestrial beings, all the evidence points to the fact that they do exist, and they have probably visited us several times. On the other hand, it is also not crazy to think that these beings from another planet are already among us, learning our customs, waiting for the perfect moment to dominate the world. Are you sure your neighbors are humans? Could they be hiding a darker secret? Thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one! Remember to click the bell icon after you subscribe so you can get instant notifications of all our new videos.